Corporate governance is very important for a corporate. It has impact on its sustainability, profit and growth. In India, there was a deliberate discussion and efforts by the Kumar Birla committee and Narayan Murthy committee, after which section 49 of the listing agreement was amended and the corporate governance was introduced for the Indian companies. The listing agreement brings out the role of the independent directors on the board of directors, and after this only the independent director concept was introduced. Now coming to the definition of independent director, section 149 of the Companies Act gives a very detailed definition of the independent director. Basically, it makes sure that the person who is being appointed as the independent director, he should be independent in all respect. For that, some of the provisions of the definition includes that independent director is a person who should not be an MD, whole-time director or nominee director of the company. He should have experience in the specified area for which is required to be appointed. Then he should not be a promoter or director of the company or its subsidiary or the parent company. The independent director who is going to proposed to be appointed should not be a relative of the or should not be related to the promoter director of that company or its subsidiary, associated or holding company. Similarly, he should not have any pecuniary interest in the company for the last 2 years and in the current year. Now coming to the other aspects, his relative should not, or he should not, along with his relative, should not hold more than 2% shares of value of the company, and he should not be an employee or CFO or CEO of the company, or any of his relatives should not be there. And he should not be a partner or proprietor of a firm which is going to be a chartered accountant, auditor, company secretary or cost accountant. And also he should not be a partner in a legal firm or consultancy firm which gives the services to the company for more than a specified amount. These are some of the criteria which makes sure that the person is of integrity and is unbiased or is not related to the company in any manner. Now, what is the provision of appointment of independent directors? Where is the requirement? The Companies Act requires that in all listed company, 1/3 of the board of directors should consist of independent directors. And for public limited company, the criteria is that in case the public limited company has any of the criteria, the paid up share capital is more than 10 crore, the net worth is more than 100 crore, and the debt is more than 50 crores. In that, if any of the criteria is met, that public limited company has to appoint at least 2 independent directors on its board. Now, what is the terms? The term is 2 years. The independent director can be appointed for a term of 2 terms, and every term is of 5 years. However, he can be appointed for less than 5 years, but even if he is appointed for 3 years, for example, it would be considered as 1 term. So he can be appointed for 2 terms of 5 years each maximum, and after that also he is eligible to be appointed, subject that a cooling off period of 3 years is there between that, and during that 3 years he should not be associated with the company in any manner. Also, there is a requirement of independent director to be appointed on the audit committee, the nomination committee and the remuneration committee, and also on the CSR committee. In these 4 committees of a listed company or a specified public limited company, independent director must be there in those committees. The remuneration, there is also a remuneration which is payable to the independent director. The remuneration is limited up to 1 lakh per sitting fee. He is not entitled to receive any salary or any bonus or any ESOP shares. He is only entitled to receive the sitting fee and reimbursement of the travel expenses for attending the board meetings of that company. These are the remuneration part. Now coming to what is the roles and responsibility. The role is as obvious an independent decision, unbiased decision, is to be taken by the independent director. He should not be biased. He should keep a balance between the board and the stakeholders, and also he should safeguard the interest of the stakeholder, especially the minority shareholders. These are some of the responsibilities. The independent directors of one company should meet once in a year. The purpose of the meeting is to evaluate the performance of the chairperson, the performance of the board and the directors individually, and also to ascertain the information, the flow, how it is flowing, the timeliness, and the documents and everything which are maintained by the company. The process of appointment of the independent director is simple, which is followed for appointment of any other director. Take his consent, the board is to approve, and also he has to give a declaration of his independence, that how he is independent to this for this company, and filing of form DI-12, he is there on the board of the company. So these are all about the independent director. They are very important for the growth of a company and to for dissemination of the power, which should not be concentrated only to the in-house directors of the company. He is the person who brings or even works as a whistleblower in some of the cases. That's all about the independent director. Thank you very much.